Chapter 1 of Don, a Runaway Dog. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Tom Hirsch. Don, a Runaway Dog, His Many Adventures by Richard Barnum. Chapter 1, Don Falls In. Don was one of 5 little puppies. With his brothers and sisters, he cuddled up close to Mrs. Gurr, the mother dog, to keep warm, for it was rather cool for little dogs, even though there was plenty of straw in the kennel or house where they lived. Don shivered and trembled, but when his mother put her soft, warm paw over him and the other little dogs, Don felt better. Don was such a little puppy that as yet his eyes were not open. I suppose they were made to stay closed until he grew to be a little stronger, for the sunlight was very bright outside of the kennel, and Don might have squinted had his eyes been open. But then Don and his brothers and sisters did not need to see much when they were so little. "I can tell you everything that happens," said Mrs. Gurr, the mamma dog. "You little puppies just stay close together when I go out to get a bone or something else to eat, and you'll keep warm, and nothing will happen to you." Whined Don. He really was the largest and strongest of the litter of puppies, and perhaps that is why he seemed to come first. "What's that you're saying?" asked his mother. "For you know, doggies have a language of their own. They cannot speak as we do, but they can understand when we speak to them. Dogs are smarter in some ways than we are. They can understand and know what we say to them, but we can only guess at what they say when they bark or growl or whine." "What's that you say?" asked Mrs. Gurr of Don. Wee, went Don. "Oh, you're cold, are you?" asked Mrs. Gurr, who had this name because she sometimes made a noise that sounded that way. Grrr, away down in her throat. "Yes, I'm cold," said Don, shivering. "Well, cuddle up close to me, and you'll soon be warm," said the mamma dog. So Don and his brothers, Spot and Prince, and his sisters, Violet and Ruby, crept still closer to their mother, for she was a big dog, and her hair was very warm. For over a week Don and the other little dogs could see nothing, because their eyes were not yet open. They could hear strange noises going on outside their kennel, but they did not know what they meant. Don especially had many adventures, and a great many strange things happened to him. In this book I'm going to tell you all about them, how he ran away and was locked in a freight car, and how a bad boy tied a tin can to his tail. But there, I am getting ahead of my story. Those things did not happen until Don grew to be big. So I shall have to start at the beginning. And the beginning was when Don still did not have his eyes open. Whining, barking just a little, and tumbling about like little balls of cotton yarn, Don and the other puppies stayed in the straw in the kennel with their mother. Sometimes she went out to get something to eat, and then the little dogs crept closer to each other to keep warm. They slept a great deal of the time, for dogs, like babies, grow when they sleep. Once, just before Don had his eyes open, he heard strange noises outside of the kennel house where he lived. Don did not know what the noises meant, but I shall tell you what they were. They were the voices of some boys talking. "Oh, look at the puppies!" exclaimed one boy. "What a lot of them!" said another. "Yes, and they're all mine," spoke a third boy. "Oh, Willie, can't I have one?" asked the first boy, and he reached down in the straw and picked up Don.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?